Yo, I'm Bob. Totally blind since birth into Power Rangers. Got the Shout Factory box set in my hands. Talking about Season 2, Episode 22 of Mighty Morphin, or Episode 82 of the show overall. This one's the Ninja Encounter Part 1. It premiered on November 2nd in 1994. I do believe I saw all three of these episodes as they would premiere. I missed the first few minutes of Part 1, but I was glued to that TV during these three episodes as they would premiere on November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively. I like how we're introduced to three Rangers in the making as Part 1 opens. So these kids are coming from Stone Canyon, and we got to see a little bit of the Stone Canyon students, not these three, but we did get to see a few of them during the Beetle Invasion episode. So Stone Canyon's mentioned yet again as Part 1 opens. And we get to meet Rocky, played by Steve Cardenas, Aisha, played by Karen Ashley, and Adam, played by Johnny Young Bosch. And I love how these three meet Billy, Kimberly, and Tommy. They're just hanging out in the park, and there's a ninja competition coming up. Zed, I love how he's fixated on obtaining an evil squad of Rangers to combat our heroes. He's still attempting to get his own team together. And he's severely underestimating Rocky, Aisha, and Adam in this ninja competition. He's got his, I don't want to call them eyes, he's got his visor on these three ninjas in black because they don't fight fair, they fight very dirty, and he's automatically thinking they're going to win. So, I mean, the first, I want to say half of the episode is dedicated to learning about the qualities of the three kids from Stone Canyon. I like how our three Rangers meet the three new kids. It was an interesting scene. It's a very long chase scene. I used to call this episode in my own headcanon when I was a kid, "Stop That Baby!" Because we have Rocky, Aisha, and Adam's teacher, Mr. Anderson, his kid, Jacob, his stroller gets away, and they're all chasing this stroller. And I love this episode for another reason as well. We get to see Bulk and Skull stepping in and trying to do the right thing as well. This kid, his stroller is just going, I think it's down this massive hill. It's been so long since this episode was described to me. I think that the whole "Stop That Baby" scene, it lasts like 4 or 5 minutes. Everybody's trying to stop this stroller. And Bulk and Skull, they're not trying to do it for any reward. This kid's in trouble, and even those two are after the stroller. And that's how Billy, Kimberly, and Tommy meet Rocky, Aisha, and Adam. It's such a cool scene. They all really, I guess, take a liking to each other. They're fast friends as this scene concludes. And then we get to see the whole ninja competition. Zed is preparing everything. He's got his cave of despair set up in a secret dimension. I don't think it's called the dark dimension in this episode. How many dimensions does Zed have? He must have a ton of space, if he has a whole bunch of collectibles or whatever. Jeez, he's got a lot of space to store Serpentera and other things. So, I mean, we get the ninja competition. It's pretty short and to the point. I love how angry Zed is when his three ninjas in black don't win. And one of them delivers a quote for the ages when they lose. All he can say is, "We was robbed." But yeah, they lose. And then we have Goldar and the putties coming down. And our three heroes, they can't morph. Billy, Kimberly, and Tommy, they don't morph. There's a putty battle. Rocky, Aisha, and Adam, they're taken to the Cave of Despair. And Godar, he tells them, "Hey, you're here to be a part of our evil new squad of elite warriors. You don't really have a choice in the matter." They don't know who Lord Zed is. That does kind of make sense. I would imagine, Zed probably didn't make a TV debut. People in Stone Canyon probably see monster attacks and things like that, but nobody really knows who the man upstairs is, who the man in charge is. So it makes sense that they don't know who Zed is, as I think it's either Adam or Rocky. They ask who Zed is, and Goldar has to give him the 411 on the big bad. Let's see here. And baby Jacob is left in Bulk and Skull's care. And they're watching him until the Power Rangers arrive, or they hope the Rangers are going to arrive. And they're not doing it out of any reward. This kid, he's left alone. And I think this is one of the first selfless acts we see these guys participating in. Maybe they're planning on attempting to remove the Rangers' helmets when they arrive, but their main focus is taking care of Jacob. And Bulk is trying to feed him. He's got this endless TARDIS, I like to call it, filled with all kinds of food. He tries to offer the kids some corn, a burrito, maybe a banana. I can't remember what all's in there. And Jacob is, not happy that his dad is missing. So it's one of my favorite scenes. They just can't keep the kid happy. I think they realize before the episode ends that his diaper might need to be changed. I don't know. It's a lot of visual stuff going on. So, yeah, the Rangers teleport Jason, Zach, and Trini to the command center. They all have to figure out where Rocky, Aisha, and Adam are being held. And the episode ends with the three attempting to pick their lock as they're in the cave. And we don't see anyone morph in this episode. I like how this episode goes back to what Zordon says in the first episode. Don't reveal your identities to anyone. So the Rangers have to fight the putties unmorphed as the three teens and their teacher, Mr. Anderson, they're all taken to the Cave of Despair. So that was a really interesting episode. The stakes are, I'd say, somewhat higher in this episode. I think even around age 11, I gave this one like a 10 out of 10. Just because it felt like the situation was quite serious. So next time we're going to be talking about the Ninja Encounter Part 2. Oh, and when this episode aired for the first time, we got little previews of the following two episodes. Little next time on Power Rangers segments showing what was going to happen. So we're going to be getting to meet the Terror Blossom, a new monster in Part 2, as well as an old foe that we've seen before. I can't wait to get into that. I love multiple monsters in episodes. That'll do, and I'll hear you guys next time. May the power protect you.